Okay, page 289 in the Rebbe's Basi Legani Tov Chof. Okay, the last thing that the Rebbe was explaining was the word of the Magid, that it says by Kriyas Yams, by Yitzias Mitzrayim, Hashem appeared to them like a little kid, and then by the Yam Suf he appeared to them like a bacher, and at Har Sinai he appeared to them like a zokin. So he says, how can you say that Hashem changes? Hashem has no vision or tzelem or image at all. So he starts explaining that's the mashal of a father that has engraved in his son, in his mind, the son, the way the son is as little and older and younger and so on. So he says, Mizam, move on. From here we can understand the way based on the behavior of the Yidden down here, from the lowest level of misbehaving, to the extent that Hashem needs to wash the filth of Bnei Siyin to the highest level, that the Bnei Yisrael are not only like a nar or bochad, but also like a zakin shakana chachma. So he says, based on the behavior of the Jew, whether it's all one extreme of being completely filthy, then they need to be bathed, to the highest level of zakins and shakana chachma, not says gamam shachal kosmo ma'ila lamata beifenze. The way the Yidden act, and therefore the image that they have in Hashem, that Hashem has of them, that's the way Elokus comes down here. Right? Whether it's a zakin or a bachar. Is that there has to be lirches atme kaviyachol. Hashem has to wash himself kaviyachol omnam. Being is a medai kamagid. The Magid adds to this, and he says that it goes all the way up to the highest of levels. The way the behavior is down here, is engraved in the machshav of Hashem in a way of chakika daika. Like the Magid says, the mashal is that the image of the son is engraved in the father, as it's known. What's the difference between writing and No. We had this before also. No? We finished this one. Okay, so let's go. Dalit for sure we didn't learn. Okay, Dalit, 290. Mamshach ba'maimed, Hashem then Nikram Yisot Tzivis Hashem. And then he continues, the Friedrich Rebbe continues in the Maimed, that's why the Yidden are called Tzivis Hashem, the army of Hashem. So like it says in the Pasuk, in the middle of this day, all the army of Hashem, the hosts of Hashem left Mitzrayim. Over there, who does the word Tzvois refer to? It refers to Al Yisrael. It refers to the Yidden. Like it said, Hashem is Bnei Yisrael Meretz Mitzrayim Al Tzivaisa. So who does Tzivas Hashem refer to? Not the hosts of Hashem, the Malachim. It refers to the Yidden, like it says Al Tzivaisa. To explain the reason why I mistap, the Friedrich Rebbe brings a proof that Tzivas Hashem refers to the Yidden, not from the first pasuk, Hetz Hashem is Tzivas Bnei Yisrael, from the second pasuk, Al Tzivaisa. He says, why doesn't he bring a proof from the first pasuk, Yotze Kol Tzivas Hashem Meretz Mitzrayim? He said, why? Why doesn't he bring proof from that pasuk? He said, because we find in the Mechilta, Bepeirush Yot Befirush Yotze Kol Tzivas Hashem. It says, Elu Tzvois Malachi Hashoris. So there is an opinion that says it refers to the Malachim. Hashem took out the Malachim Meretz Mitzrayim. So if he wants to bring a proof that it means only the Yidden, that proof is not enough. He has to bring from the second part of the pasuk, Heitzi. It's Hashem Bnei Yisrael Meretz Al Tzivaisam, that for sure refers to the Yidden. Okay, Meshach calls but Tefillah say Shaina. Like you see over there in the Psukim where we say Shana Rabbah, it refers to Malachim. That even the Malachim of Hashem also left Egypt. So according to the Mechilta, when the pasuk says Hashem took out Tzives Hashem Me'eretz Mitzrayim, refers to the Malachim also.
Both
Menachem and the Yid, but it doesn't only mean Yid. So, okay. Therefore, the Friedrich Rebbe brings another proof. From the Pasuk Heitzi, Havayas B'nai Yisrael Meritim Samot Tzivayisam, that the Yidden are called Tzivas Havayah, the army of Hashem. Umamshach B'mayim, the Friedrich Rebbe continues in the Maimer, the Tzarech Lahavim, Ma'ozad Yisrael Nikr Tzivas Hashem. Why are the Yidden called Tzivas Hashem? Shad Hashem Tzvokes Le'nizke B'teira. The name of Hashem in Chumash doesn't exist. You have in Tanakh, Hashem Tzvokes, Melech HaKavod Tzela, Hashem Tzvokes, you have many times. Hashem Yadu Mizkav Lanu Le'Yaakov Tzela, you have many times in Tanakh. But in Chumash, the Yidden are never called Tzivas Hashem. Or in Bechal, the name Tzvokes of Hashem doesn't say in Chumash. And over here, the God, what? No, that Hashem is called the Kankar Yisrael Tzivas Havayah. And so the question is, why are the Yidden called Tzivas Havayah if the name of Tzvokes doesn't exist in Chumash? What?
In footnote 51, it says in Parshat Bo, it says that Yisrael are called Tzivas Hashem.
No.
So it is in Chumash that they're
That's
called.
what it is.
The
name of Hashem is not called.
Hashem is not.
That's what I said 5 times. Hashem is not called Tzvokes.
Why do we need?
1 second, let's see what he says. What's the why is the Rebbe asking that question? What's Golus? A concealment of godliness. Meaning, in the Rebbe says in Yiddish, what is the concept of Geula? So therefore, what's Geula? Golus is a concealment of Elokus, so Geula is a revelation of Elokus. Therefore, what name should the Yidden have? A name that is proper for the place and time where the Jews are. In other words, like this. We learned many times. What's the name of Hashem? What's the name? When Hashem has, the Rebbe is going to elaborate on this. There's 7 names of Hashem that are not erasable. So the Medrash says when the Moshe Rabbeinu said met Hashem, he asked him, "What's your name?" He says, "Shmei Atarei Lady." You want to know my name? If he might send me Nikra. Depends what I'm doing. I do Chesed, I'm called Kel. I do punishment, I'm called Elokim. I do Rachmanis, I'm called Yud Kevavke. I do what? I understand, but here we're talking about Hashem. So he says like this. So therefore, the name of Hashem that the Yidden are called should be consistent with what's going on. So therefore he says, because the Friedrich Rebbe's question is, why are they called Tzivas Hashem? So the Rebbe explains, why shouldn't they be called, what's the question? Okay, so they're called Tzivas Hashem. The Rebbe says, no, they shouldn't be called Tzivas Hashem. Why? The Bnei Yisrael should be called Hamas L'Bchinas Ha'er Anim Shachai Dei Shmeiser Shinizgal B'Zman Hazeh, which is the Gilui of Shem Havayah. The Yidden should have been called Havayah at that time. Because what was the Geula? Like he says, V'Eira B'Kel Shadai Shmei Havayah Lo Yinei Daiti Lohem. Right? So in other words, Hashem is telling the morning. Hashem is telling Moshe Rabbeinu, now you're having a Gili of Havayah. The others didn't have Havayah. They only had the name Kel Shaddai. So he says, Mikama Kem Loi Dai Shaloi Nikra Koponim. Hashem and his Galibi Mei Ovis. Not only are the Yidden not called the name of the Ovis, Elo Eizes Nikra Tzivas Hashem. Al Shem, Shem Tzvokis Dafka because the name of Hashem. But he says, even though the word tzvokes, when you say it about Hashem, is a non-erasable name, it definitely didn't exist in the time of Avis. It didn't even exist in the days of Moshe Rabbeinu. Because when was the name of tzvokes used? In Tanakh, in Nach, not in the Torah. Which is my middle matzah naila yasin, that it was a name of Golus. So for sure they shouldn't have been called Tzivas Hashem, which represents the name of Tzvokis. Afal became Dafka Beis Hagula Nikru Shei Yisrael Hashem Tzvokos. So the Rebbe is explaining to Friedrich Rebbe's question. Friedrich Rebbe is asking why are the Yidden called Tzivas Havaya. The question is because Tzivas Havaya doesn't fit here. The others didn't have it. Moshe Rabbeinu didn't have it. Geula is definitely not the name of Tzivas Tzvokos. So over here, the Yidden called Tzvokos. To be continued.